Heyo, it's Ham the Guinness Gamer here, bringing you episode 4 of my Civ 6 Complete Beginner's Guide. Now, starting off where we ended episode 3, we have a new Civic to research. That'll be the first thing we do. If you're ever kind of wondering what to do next, whether you've done enough for your turn, your end turn button here down in the right hand corner, or your next turn button will always flag up certain things that you need to do before you can end the turn. So it makes me pick a Civic here before I can actually end the turn. What it is likely that I'll pick here is craftsmanship, because A, it'll be the quickest to research, and B, it will unlock a couple of extra policies here that are useful, particularly the production towards builders. After that, I'm intending on, maybe I'll go early empire actually. The reason why I'm changing my mind there is this Eureka here, or the Civic version of the Eureka. It says grow your civilization to at least 6 population. I'm 4 turns away from having that, even with the amenities reducing my growth of Munich. It's still growing, so I will actually have that in 4 turns, which will reduce that down to 7 turns. Why I would want early empire is it reduces, there's a Civic in here that reduces the cost of settlers, so there are plus 50% production towards settlers. So if I change my governments, as we did in one of the other episodes, and put that in as one of my policy slots, I'll do this in the next few turns, and I'll explain it in greater detail, but that'll give me the option then to put that policy in, and then that'll increase my production towards settlers. And despite the way it looks at the minute, I have a couple of barbs to deal with and a worker on the way, a builder on the way, but pretty soon I intend on firing out a couple of settlers and maybe settle some of these areas that I'm mousing over. But I would like to have a bit more down here explored before deciding where I'm actually putting them. But yes, long story short, I will go for early empire here first, and I should have that completed then in 7 turns. No, that's not right. Maybe about 9 turns. Once I get the 3rd bonus from the Eureka. So we'll choose that. 1 turn away from writing, which is fantastic. 1 turn away from getting a builder. These guys, I'm hoping that warrior's going to attack him, and this scout will run away from mine, but hopefully my scout will be able to kill him. So we'll crack on to the next turn. Ooh, it would be interesting if Spain was actually to help me clear these guys. I mean, they won't probably because they're a scout. But it's I mentioned there's writing unlocked. Excellent. I mentioned in the last game that I was leaving my warrior on defense there. If you've seen that fight happen, you've seen the numbers come up on the screen, but essentially I lost 4. Well, I lost 4 and he lost about 50, I think it showed. So now I'm able to kill him in 1 move, which is wonderful. And now after I've killed him, I've got a Eureka for bronze working. Perfect. Now where did his scout go? Probably up here. I'm just going to keep following this guy. Problem with what I did there with fighting, killing their warrior, I have left my warrior in a weakened position for their spearman. Spearman will win the battle, he mightn't kill me, but because I'm on plains, because I'm in flat land as opposed to a forest, there's a greater chance of him killing me. So if I survive the next fight, I'm probably going to move him in here, or maybe move him a bit further away and get him healed up and then come back and sit there. But for now, we have this guy, and what we need is amenities, so we need luxury resources. That's why we created this guy, and we can require sealing, really? Requires irrigation. No, that's okay. I can get across here, and I am going to build a mine there and get that amber, and that'll help the growth. That'll remove this insufficient amenities from my capital. Now, writing, that's a big one we have just got. So we have a few options here. What I'm heading towards, I'm a little bit militaristic, a bit of a warmonger as the game likes to call me, and I'd be tempted to go for this and unlock iron. Iron is a really good early game resource because it allows you to produce swordsmen, which are considerably better than any of the other military units on the map right now, so they'll crush a spearman, they'll absolutely crush a warrior and a scout, and even they'll wipe out archers and slingers fairly easily too. Even if the ranged units, even if the archer gets a hit on them, they should still win 1v1. So bronze working or irrigation as well, because that will allow us to upgrade this spices. But right now, I'm going to go bronze working. It'll unlock spearman, unlock encampment. Yeah, I'll go bronze working. But I'd say irrigation will be the next one after this. So once we send this guy here, that's okay. Choose a production in the city. Then what am I going to build? Right. Well, with unlocking writing there on our last research, we have unlocked the ability to build our first district. This district is called the campus, and it's very science orientated. Now the whole way through the game you'll unlock numerous different districts that you can build, and they'll all have a certain resource that they push towards. This one's science. You know, you can build culture districts, you can build money districts, you can build faith or religion districts. There's quite a number of them in the game. What's special about a district is it gets placed on one of these tiles around your city, and depending on where you place it, you can get extra bonuses, what are called adjacency bonuses, for placing it in a certain place. Now for the campus here, if you mouse over it, it tells you what adjacency bonuses you get. It says you +1 science for each. Those top 5 are more or less the same for each mountain tile. You get an extra science. Then reinforced tiles, Great Barrier Reef, Government Plaza, a lot of those are, well, we don't have any of them yet. They're not relevant for where I'm trying to place this yet. So if you look also, citizen yield per citizen down towards the bottom as well, +2 science. So I'm going to place this, and essentially it's going to be a huge science center, a huge output of science for my city, which obviously is going to boost my research massively, and it'll get me that bronze working and then irrigation both really quick. So I'm going to place this. Once you click to place it, it gives you the option of where to place it on the map, which tile, and it gives you then also the adjacency bonuses. So this tile here is the one that sticks out because it's +3, and the rest of them, you know, up there's not bad, there's not bad, but this is where I want to go. It's the only +3 tile, so we're going to get a huge boost to our science per turn once we place this. Now we don't actually, our city hasn't grown out to grab this tile yet, so that's why the wee gold amount is being shown above these. So I'm going to buy that. I have 209 gold. This is the kind of thing that gold's really useful to spend on early on. I'm going to buy this tile for my city, for Munich. And once I buy it, then it extends my border to there, and now I have the place where I can actually place this campus and get that +3 bonus. So again, just click and place it. If you look up in the top left, I've got 4 science at the minute. Once I place that, well, sorry, it needs to actually build first, doesn't it? Boom, boom. So we will, now that I've chosen that, yes, it's going to take 8 turns to actually build. And once it's built, then I'll start to get the science bonus. So for now then, he's well on his way, so we have nothing else to do this turn, I don't think. So yes, as I say, those adjacency bonuses for districts, they're different depending on what district you're placing. So you just need to kind of read the tooltip. I'll go through each of them in time when I unlock them and when I'm placing them, and explain. But essentially, where you want to be placing your campus district is always by mountains, but again the adjacency bonuses are shown on the screen, so it's fairly self-explanatory where the best place to actually place them are. What I'm going to do with this warrior this turn is I'm going to pull him away and heal up a wee bit, because there's no way I'm going to be able to take down that spearman. This guy's going to come across, get me this amber by next turn hopefully. Just keep this guy running. Yeah, I've kind of lost sight of that other scout, but I am just going to use my scout to do what he's supposed to do, and that is scout the surrounding area for the plan of placing future cities. So warrior is going to heal up this guy, right? So I'm now on the amber resource, and I can just build a mine, which gives me the extra production on the tile, but most importantly will unlock that resource for my city. So if you look here, before I actually do it, as I said before in the last one, insufficient amenities, I have 2 and I need 3. And once I build this with this guy, And we get another Eureka moment there for upgrading. So for the wheel, that's useful. So already that insufficient amenities has disappeared. If I go in here now, I have 3 and I need 3. And it says here amenities from luxury resource 1. So my capital city's getting that bonus from the amber. And once he's done, I'm going to put him back in the city just for fear of somebody taking him. He's healing and this guy is off on the scout. Next turn. We're about to grow again, which is nice. This barbarian encampment is spawning an insane amount of barbarians. So I am going, there's that boost, excellent. Yeah, I've just, my city has increased in size there, so there's that boost to early empire and it's nearly done. But I'm glad I'm going for bronze working now because we are going to need to start churning out some units to deal with this barbarians up here, these barbarians. This guy's just going to keep scouting for me. Zanzibar, hopefully Zanzibar will deal with that scout. You need to come home and let's go. Okay, yeah, they're attacking me, no surprise. I should win, even though I'm weak, I should win. What's the power balance? Yeah, 1540, that's okay. I'm just gonna keep healing here. Oh, here's the first thing that's, this guy go to sleep in the city. I'm just putting him to sleep so he's not going to do anything or ask me to do anything for the next number of turns, because I have to keep him there or hit that warrior and some of these other guys would be able to take him. So this guy has now got a promotion. When you fight enough and you gain enough XP, it enables you to choose promotions for your units. Depending on what unit you have, this screen's slightly different. The options for promotions are different. But for now, defending against range attacks, I'm going to pick that one because I'm fighting melee units and that'll make me stronger. Promotion also heals you, which is nice, but it does take up your movement points for the turn, so I can't actually attack him after promoting. This guy here is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. So let's see what I can do about him. See, I could technically build slinger maybe. Could buy one maybe. What you can do if you have enough gold is that you can fast purchase instead of using production, instead of using your hammers, your production to actually produce a unit, you can use your gold and you'll get them immediately. So if I buy a slinger here, it's gonna produce them there immediately. Obviously it's just took a big chunk of my gold away, but it's useful because if I don't deal with him, he'll probably run around and start wrecking my city. What he can do, he can pillage. What he might do to this one, he can pillage the improvements on the tiles. So if he destroys them, then he can do enough damage to my city to really slow it down. So it's to encourage you not just to leave your troops in the city, it's to go out and actually fight the guys that are in your land because they will slow down the production and everything of the city. Now when they destroy it, you can just repair it, but it uses a builder charge to repair it. So it's very annoying, particularly in this early game, to lose too many of those. This warrior's going to get himself killed. Excellent, good man, that was sensible. Might hit him, will I? I'm going to try and deal with him with my scout. That's shittest fight in the world with their pokey sticks. Now he has, if you see that rising smoke, he has pillaged that tile. But that's okay, I don't want him to allow him to pillage too many, so I'm just going to launch a couple of attacks at him with my slinger over the next couple of turns, and hopefully then I'll be able to maybe bring this guy home and deal with him. I'll leave that encampment for now. They are coming from that encampment, but right now I can't do anything about it. I can't destroy it, so I might as well bring my warrior home and to stop these guys from pillaging my whole city. I notice here there's obviously some sort of forest fire that's happened because that has destroyed my amber resource as well, and that's why my insufficient amenities is back. So I've lost access to the amber and we're back down to 2 out of 3, which isn't ideal. But again, we'll deal with that in time. This guy looks like he's maybe running away. This warrior. Try and kill this scout. Almost. This guy can still... should I attack him? I can shoot, I think. He's going to move there and he's going to range attack him, but he should do enough damage on him that he won't be able to kill me next turn. It's just about weakening him. And I might just send my builder out here to repair this as well. And this guy needs to hit their slinger. See, this is what happens, even though the slinger is on a defensive tile, the forest tile, once I get him in melee, like I do an insane amount of damage to him. But next turn he is going to pepper me with his rocks, so this is spawning some serious, let's say, unit every turn that's spawning, which is not ideal. 1,000-year flood, natural disaster. Now this looks like a separate natural disaster than the forest fire that's happening there, so that's wonderful. Okay, early empire, that's good. We now have the ability to create settlers quicker. Nice flood and nice forest fire to try and ruin my city. What's been caused here by the flood is it's actually damaged the garrison health of my city. Now that's the kind of thing that the enemy troops have to damage before they can take your city. So that will heal over turn. I'm not too concerned, but that bar is the reason why all these 5 or 6 units aren't just attacking my city, because I only have 2 units. They would kill me quite quick, but they wouldn't be able to take the city. They wouldn't get that down because that heals every turn. Also, thankfully, the computer isn't set up to do that, because that would be extremely annoying if they were just to attack you and take your capital city, because that would be you wiped from the game. So thankfully they don't do that, but ultimately my pressing concern right now is the amount of barbs that have cropped up in the last few turns. I do need to deal with them. So once this campus is built, I am going to focus purely on military, and once I get iron unlocked, I'm going to be able to build even better military units. For now, I am going to finish this guy off with my scout and get a couple of them killed at least. That's one down. I'm going to send him out to attack this one because he's just running away, so my slinger might be able to kill him this turn. It would be lovely. There we go, all dead. Poor form by him. If he just had stayed and fought, he probably would have killed my slinger. So my builder here, I'm just going to get him to repair this. So we got the 1 production back there, and that tile's all fixed. And this guy may not survive this, but I'm I'm going to kill that slinger, and then hopefully his warrior doesn't kill me, because he will attack next turn. As long as the spearman doesn't attack as well, I should be okay. So we have now unlocked early empire up here in the top left. Next civic, I am going to go for culture now. No, I'm just going to go for craftsmanship to get that possibility of using the policy to increase my builders production. Now here's a turn for everything happening. We have unlocked our ability to appoint a governor. Now this is a gathering storm only mechanic, which was a great update, great addition to the game, Gathering Storm in general. But what this is it gives you the options of putting governors in each of your cities. Well, there's only 7 of them in total, so governors in 7 of your cities, I guess. Now each of them brings different bonuses, different abilities. This first bonus, you don't start with all of these abilities, so to speak. You unlock them in time as your governor gets better, as he upgrades, as he gets promoted here, if you look at that. So where I normally go for first is Magnus the Steward here. The reason for that is ultimately you end up with this: settlers trained in a city do not consume a population. So I haven't trained any settlers yet, so I haven't got into this, but each time you train a settler in your city, it will reduce your population size. So you would bring, if I trained them here now, it would bring you from 5 down to 4, which isn't good. You really don't want that, because, as I say, in the early game it's about growing your cities, getting more tiles to work, and increasing your production, increasing your science, and then ultimately, once Munich's production is high enough, I can build multiple other cities, and then it's rinse and repeat for these multiple other cities that you're trying to place. So I find that bonus of not losing a population is huge, because you can change your policies around to get that 50% production towards settlers, and then I tend to fire out 3 or 4 or 5 settlers in a row from the city. But sure, if you did that and it was removing a population from your main city, you're going to end up back at square one, more or less. You're going to end up down to one population and not able to produce any more settlers. So I'm going to go for him anyway, Magnus the Steward. That's my thinking. Once you pick him, then you get a city to assign him to. Obviously, I'm picking him to assign him to Munich, and it'll take 5 turns then for him to actually establish himself in the city. So it'll be 5 turns before you get any of his benefits. But for now, I think that is probably enough for the one video. We're still going to try and produce that campus and attack these. So did my warrior survive? He did actually survive. So there we go. We've built the campus, which is fantastic. State workforce. Okay, well, as I say, I'm going to leave it there, and I will start off from here in the next video. But as per usual, I'd be grateful if you like this video for you to subscribe and like down below, and if you have any comments to make, feel free to leave one below. But I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.